Hello, I'm Sarah from Frühling Scab and Microfarm, and today we're going to talk about our ginger bugs. So if you've been following on our website with our ginger bug natural soda starter, you will know that we've spent the last 6 days growing bacteria in a ginger sugar water solution. So what this is it's 3 cups of water. We started out with 2 tablespoons of finely chopped ginger with the peel intact and 2 tablespoons of Rapadura, or apparently you can use white sugar, but the success rate for white sugar is a lot lower than using Rapadura because it does not contain those trace minerals that bacteria likes to help itself live off of. So you can use white sugar, but Rapadura still contains all of its trace minerals and molasses, which helps give it a little extra boost. So if you're having trouble with the white sugar not activating the bacteria in your ginger bug, try Rapadura or some other sort of unprocessed sugar that still contains all of its molasses. So another solution to that would be to just adding a dollop of molasses to start, and then every time you feed it, to give it another drop or two each day when you feed it. So when we fed it the last 6 days, today is day 7, we put 2 teaspoons of finely chopped ginger with the peel and 2 teaspoons of Rapadura. And then you give it a good swirl. You can mix it more than 2 times a day. 2 times is kind of the minimum. If you mix it more, it's just fine. It likes to be aerated quite a bit. So this, if you can see, is pretty cloudy right now, which is good. The color started almost like a chocolate brown, and now it's much more of like a caramel color, and it's very cloudy. You can't see through it at all. So there's a window behind me, and you can't, it's really cloudy. So that's good. So the way you know that your ginger bug is ready to start making soda is it will have lots of bubbles at top, and when you stir it, it'll make a really, not really loud, but a really obvious fizzing sound. Like when you swirl a soda, like a Coke in the can, it makes that kind of bubbling noise. That's what you're looking for. So once you have that, it can take anywhere from 3 days to 3 weeks. So be very patient. As long as there's no mold growing on top, you're okay. Just keep going. So once you have that, then you're ready to make your soda. So these are Lacto-Fermented Sodas, and it's Lactobacilli. Oh, someone correct me if I have gotten that wrong, butchered that name. Lactobacilli is the name of the bacteria that eats the sugar and creates the carbonation. So it has absolutely nothing to do with dairy, despite the word lacto in the name. So we're making Lacto-Fermented Sodas. We are going to start with a ginger beer. It's not alcoholic, although if you let it sit long enough, it can ferment to the point of being alcoholic. But, obviously if you're tasting it and it tastes like alcohol, it is. So we're only going to let our wort, which is what you call an unfermented mixture. So we're going to boil ginger, lemon, water, and sugar, and put it in a half gallon of water to dilute it down a little bit. We're going to let that come to room temperature. Add a cup of our ginger bug strained to that solution, and we're going to let it cover it with cheesecloth so it can breathe. Let it sit for 3 days, and then we will bottle it. And once it's bottled, you want to check it every day to see if it's at the fizziness level that you want, and also the sweetness level. So the longer you let it go, the less sweet it will be, because that bacteria is eating the sugar. So all in all, you will be left with about 1 to 3% of the sugar content that you started with, because we're adding about 6 cups of sugar today. I'll post the recipe on our website, www.fmicrofarm.com, which will have our step-by-step tutorial on making ginger beer, and it already has how to make the ginger bug if you want to get started. So after we've bottled it, we want to check and make sure that it's to our sweetness level and our fizziness level that we want. And once it is, you stick it in the refrigerator. And it will last quite a few weeks in there until you're ready to drink it, or as you drink it. Because this is making a full gallon of ginger beer. I'm not sure why it's called ginger beer instead of ginger ale, but it might have to do something with using the ginger bug. So, how to take care of your ginger bug when we get this going. You don't need to throw the rest of it out. What you're going to do is you'll be having been used about a cup of this, so I'd say about 2/3 of this will still be left. What you're going to do is you're going to feed it your 2 teaspoons of Rapadura, your 2 teaspoons of finely chopped ginger with the peel. Give it a stir, let it sit overnight, and then you can put a cap on it and stick it in the refrigerator. It will last up to a week in the refrigerator before you need to take it out and feed it again. So the feeding is always the same, 2 teaspoons ginger, 2 teaspoons Rapadura. You don't need to add any more water. You can use about half of this, put it in a clean jar, and start over. You're going to want to start with some of your ginger, your previous ginger, if you do switch containers. And once your container gets about 1/3 to a half full of ginger, just scoop half of it out and compost it, and then continue on with your feedings. So you can keep it in this size jar forever as long as you keep feeding it properly and take care of it the right way. So as long as it's not in too hot of a place, it won't die. And if it's not in too cool of a place, it won't slow down. So you want to keep it away. I also had to read into this a little bit because I had a reader tell me that you don't want to put your ginger bug next to other fermenting things like my sourdough. I had it sitting right next to it. Apparently that is not a good idea because they can cross, I don't know, they talk to each other and that's not good. So what you want to do is keep it, I read somewhere about 10 feet away, so all 4 corners of your room will have a fermenting something or other eventually. So we're going to use our ginger bug today, and we're going to make our ginger beer. And after ginger beer, we will be making a fruit soda of some sort. I'm not really sure what yet. Since it's winter here, we'll probably have to find some frozen fruit of your choice. Or you can even start with juice. So we'll get started on that next week when our ginger beer is ready and we have a taste of it and decide that we really like to do this. Then we will start a fruit-based lacto-fermented soda. So these lacto-fermented sodas, I did some reading because I really like the water kefir drinks. I've been drinking a lot of Kavita for just the probiotics, and it turns out that this has probiotics in it too. So I'm going to start just drinking my own sodas instead. So when old timers or, in the old days they talk about drinking a soda for its health benefits, this is what they're talking about. So we're going to start drinking sodas here, and we don't have to worry about Cami having too much sugar because there's only 1 to 3% of its original sugar left in this once it's all done fermenting. So we don't have to worry about them, kids having sodas anymore. So this is good for your belly, good for digestion, and I'm sure whatever herbs or roots you use, because you can use dandelion root, burdock root, just about all roots, most roots I should say, have this lactobacilli, which is the name of the bacteria that creates the lactofermentation. Most roots have it to help the root overwinter, to keep it from rotting in the ground. So amazingly, you can use most edible roots. I'm sure some have different brew times than others, but you can always research on that. And now we are going to get started on our ginger beer. So get your supplies ready and stop by our website, Fruling Scab and Microfarm, at www.fmicrofarm.com. Make your ginger bug, get ready, and let's make some ginger beer.